in the south of Texas, not so long ago, they're on a crowded island in the Gulf of Mexico. Hey, welcome back. Thanks for joining me. Today we're going to talk about get back whips and ZZ Top. Welcome back. Glad you could make it. And I have been sicker than a dog for the past week. Running a fever. I don't know if you'd call it a high fever, but 101. That's with ibuprofen on board. Wasn't eating, wasn't really drinking. Spending a lot of time in the bathroom though. I was pretty trashed, but I'm recovering pretty well. Of course, you know, the biggest problem with that is that I just started the new job and hadn't filled out my HR paperwork yet, so I had no idea what insurance company I was even going to have, much less what insurance, much less a number or a card or anything like that. So I couldn't really go to the doctors. But I'm better. I was going to go take photos this weekend, put the call out for some models, and nobody really stepped up. And, you know, I'm not too hurt about it. I was still recovering, so that worked out well. I got a message from a buddy of mine at church towards the end of last week, and he said, hey, I put in for some ZZ Top tickets. If I get them, are you interested in going? Well, yes. So sure enough, man, he got the tickets. I got free ZZ Top tickets, and depending on when I get this posted, which will probably be in the morning, I'll be going to see ZZ Top tonight. It's times like this I kind of wish I had kept my beard. But that's okay. We'll get through it. So that was awful nice of him. One of the things I really like about Charleston is we've got great bands coming here all the time. Alice Cooper's coming, or Game, one or the other. Hall & Oates, G Love, and Special Sauce. Just lots and lots of great musical entertainment. But I don't normally go to a lot of concerts. I think the last one I went to was Skillet. Kiss is coming. I'm not a huge Kiss fan. I mean, there's some historical value for me because, you know, it's kind of the music of my youth, at least on the periphery. I didn't listen a lot, but, you know, I was exposed to songs like Hard Luck Woman and Beth and all the early stuff. And with them on their final tour after a very, very long time, it would kind of be nice to go see it, just to close it out, just to have some closure. But I don't think that's going to happen. Still, I'm not complaining at all about seeing ZZ Top. That's going to be awesome. You know, when I was a kid, actually last time I lived in South Carolina, you know, the albums that I had that stuck out were I had Saturday Night Fever, Frampton Comes Alive, and ZZ Top Fandango. Oh, Queen, News of the World. Might have had some others, but they weren't significant. But I remember Fandango. So yeah, that was awful nice of them. I got to figure some way to pay that forward. I could send somebody to go see Kiss. Man, I have not missed traffic one bit. But that's not what I want to talk about. It is ridiculously humid out this morning. Or I'm just sweaty, one or the other. Shouldn't be all that sweaty. I just got out of the shower. I've had a couple people ask me about the get back whip on my bike. And they ask me, hey, what's that thing for? Well, there's really three explanations for it. There is the idea that it's for safety, which, it's kind of crap. The idea being, while you're riding along, the get back whip swings out and kind of visually keeps that part of the lane clear. So, say a car or another bike or what have you won't occupy that space, well, because the get back whip is swaying in it. It's just a visual aid, if nothing else. Personally, I think that's crap. You know, here's the thing. If a car's going to run into you, they're not going to see the whip. They're not really going to care about the whip. If they don't see me, they're not going to see it. The other explanation for the get back whip, a little more on the outlaw side, is that, well, it's a weapon. It's got the metal hook on the end. It's weighted. The whole thing is pretty hefty. Now, I'm not advocating this. I'm not recommending it. But you could come up next to a speeding car and take out their windshield or dent the side of the car, or what have you. You could do some damage. You could probably come up next to another rider and hit them with it. It's probably smart. Of course, then you'd have to deal with them afterwards, but I bet it would be a little bit more of an impact than you'd think. Now, I'm not the volatile type. You know, I'm not going to go smashing anybody's windshield. I'm not looking for trouble. I don't really want to use it as a weapon, etc., etc., etc. You know, for me, it's not a weapon. Now, I will say that if I ever get myself into a situation, which is unlikely, but, you know, I suppose it's possible. If I ever get myself into a situation where I need a weapon and I don't have anything else, it's nice to know that I got my whip. I'm a lover, not a fighter. I would much rather walk away than get into a tussle if I could avoid it, or I mean, unless there's some moral implication that tells me I have to throw down. But it's still nice knowing that I have something available, and if I need cord for some reason to tie something together, or what have you, I have it on hand, and that's just kind of a nice emergency thing. So after I tell people those two reasons, I basically leave it at this: it's just for decoration. And because there are people who will crap on everything they don't do, I've heard people talking about, oh, your little, fairy get-back whips and, your little tassels and stuff like that. And I don't really take too much offense at it. There are people who just live to crap on other people. So I don't worry about it. If you don't want one, don't get it. I don't care. Now, mine has a little bit of significant value to me because I'm sure they didn't make it, but I bought it from an HA tent at one of the rallies. And for me, it was kind of, my little bit of support. Now, nobody would know that unless I told them, which I guess I just did. But I know, and that's the important part. It's my very, 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 very tiny connection to the Hells Angels. So it's kind of special to me. Even though it was probably made in, I don't know, Istanbul or someplace, and the threads are all fading. Fun fact for you, going back to a weapon, it's my understanding that in California and some other state, or maybe DC or someplace, at least California and someplace else, it's a felony. It's a felony to have a get-back whip on your motorcycle because it can be used as a weapon. Which is silly to me because, I could use a squash as a weapon and certainly use a coconut as a weapon, and yet they're not felonies. Sure, you've been found guilty of felony by coconut. We have some crazy laws sometimes. Nothing's a weapon if you follow all the other laws. You know what I'm saying? So now it's your turn. Particularly some of you more experienced gentlemen out there. Is there another purpose for the get-back whip that I didn't mention? Do you have any get-back whip stories? Do you even use one? Do you even have one? Tell me why or why not. Is it just another ridiculous trinket? Some foolishness like waving on the motorcycle and wearing tennis shoes? It just occurred to me. I do a lot of things that a lot of people would consider foolish. I don't care. I'm insensitive. My daughter told me that once. You're insensitive. Which I thought was hilarious because the irony is if I was insensitive, I wouldn't care. I'm insensitive. I don't care. Leave your comments below. Let me know what you think. And then go take a look at this week's shout-out channel. And there you go. I think you'll dig it. You might not, but chances are good. Go check it out. Show them some love, subscribe, thumbs up, all that good stuff. With that, I'm going to say have a fantastic remainder of your week. I appreciate you being here and your time. Go do something nice for somebody this week. I'm not saying you have to buy them ZZ Top tickets, but it's a really good example to set. Make the world a little bit better place, one bit at a time. Click the subscribe button, hit the bell, thumbs up, share it with your friends. You know the deal. Going back to Nashville in January, that should be cool. That should be all right. That's all there is to it. Have a great day, and I will see you next time. Bye.